Hi folks. So I'm gonna work on my dwarf honeysuckle today. I'm gonna take it out of this nursery pot and place it in a terracotta training pot. And to do that, I'm gonna reduce the root ball substantially. So I'm excited to get to it. So here it is. This is a dwarf honeysuckle, and I first trained this fall. I reduced it quite a bit. And it has already started growing. In fact, I don't think it ever really stopped growing completely. It kind of went on pause when it would cool down, but then it would start growing again. It was growing in January, I think. So I figured now it's like March is as good a time as any to repot it. Probably a good time, as opposed to waiting later in the spring. And yeah, I want to reduce this root ball by maybe half. The plan is to put it into this large terracotta. I do have some smaller terracotta in the same size, and this is the high quality Tokoname terracotta that a viewer commented saying that these are high fired, so they are frost proof or at least frost resistant, which is more than I can say for the cheap terracotta, which they frequently break on me. So yeah, I'm gonna just use the root hook and gonna just start reducing this root ball. Yes, I forget how messy these initial pottings are. Especially in a nursery size can like that one. And so yeah, it takes a while. And you can of course I could have just cut this. She's kind of making her debut. I don't know if she'll appear in more videos. I think she will. This is Maisie behind me. I think she's in the camera view. Maisie, come here. Come here. Oh, you're coming this way? No, here, come over around here. Over here. Over here. Never mind, I guess she's camera shy. It's Maisie, the suspected labradoodle. She's a rescue. Yeah, she's not appeared on the channel yet, I don't think. Yeah, so, goodness. It's pretty messy. And the roots are super tangled. And really, I think I'm to the point now where I'm gonna just cut this. So I'm gonna go get scissors for that. Alright. I've heard different things about honeysuckle from different people regarding root work. I've heard they can handle severe root work. I've heard they're sensitive to root work. And I admittedly, I should have done some more research before this video. I kind of just decided to jump in to do this. I actually don't have too much time. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this. But I had some time. I wanted to take it. It's a really nice day. So we'll see. I'm going to reduce the roots by at least half. Now I'm experiencing the root hook as opposed to the rake for the first time. Well, I have used this, but some substantial work. First time I used it extensively, and I mean, I don't know, folks. I don't know if having one metal prong versus 3 metal prongs is any less damaging to the root system. It's my initial impression, just my common sense. I could be wrong, but I don't know if there's much of a difference. I'll just say it. But I can say I like how deep, like these prongs are a little more shallow than this prong. I do like how deep you can get in there. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like I can cause more damage and penetrate further into the root ball with this thing. I do feel like the work is going faster with this, so I love this tool. But whether it's less hard on the roots than this tool, I don't know. My initial impression is no, I don't think it's any less hard. I suppose if I use some wooden, like a wooden chopstick, that'd be less hard, but that would not be sufficient to get into these roots. I think no matter what, especially this first repotting, I mean, it's stressful on the plant. There's no way around it. It's stressful. It's going to cause some damage. But, of course, the reason we do it this time of year in spring is because that damage is going to get repaired quickly. As opposed to doing it over winter. And I don't do a lot of repotting in the fall just because of my climate. If I had a more mild winter, I think I would totally do it. Actually, if I had a winter like I had this winter, it was extremely uncharacteristically mild, I think I'd do some more repotting in the fall. But yeah, we get some pretty hard frosts in the winter typically, so yeah, I mean, I'm tearing all sorts of fine roots. I'm damaging roots. I'm just ripping through this thing. And that's fine. That's the goal. I'm going to fit it in here eventually. And this is pretty big. I guess I'm trying to demonstrate maybe the right way to do bonsai, and that is usually not to rush into a small bonsai container too fast. So yeah, we're getting there. In fact, I think I'm going to start trimming. So I've already cut off a ton. I've torn through all sorts of fine roots, but a lot of this is it's bark. It's a barky mixture. It's a nice mixture, typical of what you get at nursery centers or garden centers. And I don't throw this stuff out. I always put this stuff in my garden beds. I think I'll go ahead and do some trimming. And then I might try and wash out more of this bark, because this is deciduous, so it's fine to really rinse those roots. If it's a conifer, don't typically rinse those roots. And I'll be doing that later in the spring. I'm gonna repot. I'm really excited to repot that Hinoki cypress, the taller one. But yeah, I've reduced this. I guess now, let me check, because you want to have some room for the roots to expand. So I think I will trim around I trimmed the bottom pretty flat. Now I'm going to trim around the periphery of the root ball. And lots of fine roots here. Nothing too big and substantial I had to cut. All pretty small roots. So yeah, see, I've really gone to town. This is a big reduction. And that is plenty. So around the edges, there's, almost an inch on the bottom too. Actually more than an inch on the bottom. So plenty of room for the root ball to expand. So what I think I'll do now, I'm gonna go ahead and take this to a hose, and I'm gonna rinse. So here's the mess I made. There's a bunch of the roots I pruned off. And this is the nursery soil plus a bunch of fine roots I tore through. And then I took a hose to this, and I think I actually washed it. I washed it with a jet, and I should have probably been more careful, because see, the bark was kind of stripped off those topmost roots, although they're circling, so maybe I actually want to cut those anyways. In fact, I think I do want to cut a couple of those. So yeah, pretty severe reduction, you can see. I'll show too the little, it's budding out all over the place. Brand new buds everywhere, including on the trunk here. Let's see, let me turn it around. Yeah, on the trunk right there, I'm gonna rub off most of these right here. Alright, so now it's just putting bonsai soil in, although I am gonna do one thing first. That is, there's place here where it's sending out suckers, and I pruned it back And I did that first styling in the fall. I'm gonna prune it even harder though. Alright, there it is. Put some bonsai soil on the bottom. Alright, so I brought you in because there's one more thing I wanted to show you, and that is all these back buds right here, right at the nexus of all the branches. And I guess I will prune these maybe out of the way just a little bit. So I know I think I might want some back budding, you know, further up on the branches, but right here I pruned all this off in the fall, and I know I don't want buds there, so I'm going to go ahead and just pinch those and get rid of them, and I'm sure I'll have to do it again and again. So here's a final spin. So I actually took it completely out of the pot off camera and changed the angle just a little bit, and messed around quite a bit. So I don't know how different it is from what I filmed earlier. But anyways, this is how it ended up in the end. Pretty much the same. Is a small adjustment. What I also did was these two branches that have always been really straight, and I almost pruned them off in the first styling, but I said, no, I'll hold off. No use pruning stuff if I think I might use it. And so I decided rather than prune it, let's go ahead and try, just put on some thick wire and just bend those straight sections a little bit. Just put a little bit of movement. And it really, at least in my opinion, it made a big difference just to put a little bit of movement into the branches. I like them a lot better now, and I might end up keeping them because I think the image as it is now is quite nice. And it's a lot less straight. Still pretty straight. They're really subtle curves that I was able to put in, but an improvement. This branch, we'll see, I did snap it a tad, but it wasn't like a clean break. It was just kind of a partial snap. I suspect though that will heal with all this vigorous growth right here. There's a ton of buds right here. So we'll see if I lose this or not, but I think it's still quite attached, so I think it'll just heal. Anyways, I'm quite happy with how it's ended up. I'm happy that I was able to reduce that root ball significantly. You know, even though this tree is healthy and vigorous and strong, taking that many roots off, no matter what, that's going to be pretty stressful. So from here on out, for at least the first half of the growing season, I'm not touching this tree. I'm just going to let it grow. But if this thing grows the way it was growing last growing season, I imagine I will end up pruning it, you know, late growing season, maybe one pruning this year. But we'll see. For now, it's just let it grow. I will also put a top dressing on here, of sphagnum moss or green moss. But I've run out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Hope you're enjoying your repotting, and until next time, happy bonsaiing.